God never made you for ordinary work, chosen one. Even now your soul knows this, even if your mind struggles to understand why. Every time you have tried to fit into schedules, systems, or routines designed for the masses, something inside resisted. Your spirit has been restless, uneasy, as if whispering, "This isn't for me." That whisper is heaven speaking directly to your soul. And here is the half revelation, the only part I am allowed to share right now. The reason ordinary jobs feel suffocating is not because you lack skill, discipline, or patience. It is because they were never meant for your destiny. But the deeper truth, why these environments would have delayed your calling, and how God has been rearranging your path to align with purpose, that part will only be revealed as this message unfolds. You didn't find this video by accident. Heaven has been guiding you to this moment, through every frustration, every disappointment, every season where the world tried to box your spirit into mediocrity. Only the chosen ones can feel this tension, the mismatch between what you are doing and what you were created to do. You've experienced burnout, boredom, and quiet despair, not because you are failing, but because your calling has always been higher. The pain you felt is preparation. It has sharpened your discernment, strengthened your resilience, and trained you to recognize when a situation is too small to contain your gift. But here is the part heaven will not reveal fully yet. There are layers in your assignment that the world cannot contain, energies and opportunities reserved only for your timing. To explain them now would be to give away what God is still preparing. That is why this is a half revelation. You are being shown enough to awaken your spirit, to validate your discomfort, to remind you that feeling out of place is proof that you are exactly where you need to be. The rest, the full unveiling of why the ordinary would have delayed your destiny and what God has ready to replace it, will only be clear when your heart is ready to receive it. Chosen one, your discomfort is not a curse, it is confirmation. Confirmation that your essence, your energy, your calling is vibrating at a frequency far beyond what the ordinary can hold. You are being called to step into freedom, to step into assignment, and to carry evidence of God's miracles into realms that do not yet recognize their necessity. That is your mission. That is your purpose. And it is why the rest of the revelation must wait, because your readiness must match the magnitude of what is coming. So, before we continue, comment 777 below as an act of faith, a declaration that you are ready to trust, obey, and walk in alignment with heaven's timing. Like this video, share it with another chosen soul, and subscribe not as routine, but as a covenant that you will receive the full revelation when it is time. Stay until the end, because when I share the rest of this message, you will understand exactly why God never intended you to settle for the ordinary and what extraordinary assignments are waiting for you. God's chosen ones, you were never made for ordinary jobs. Your calling is different. It seems that routine, rigid rules, and even the work environment drain your energy. But why does this happen? The answer lies in your essence. You, the chosen, carry a very special vibrational energy. It is expansive, creative, and connected to something greater. Now, think about what a regular job is like. Fixed hours, repetitive tasks, little room for innovation or freedom. These rigid structures directly conflict with the fluid and free energy of the chosen. And that's not all. Many work environments are full of dense energies and worries. Excessive competition and demands make you, as one of the chosen, more sensitive to this. It's as if you absorb everything around you without even realizing it. An ordinary day can leave you exhausted not only physically, but spiritually. Have you noticed that even if you try hard, something always seems to pull you back? Perhaps it's that feeling that you're spending your time and energy on something that doesn't make sense, as if you're betraying yourself just to meet the expectations of others. This isn't failure or a lack of effort, It's your spirit speaking to you, trying to guide you. In truth, this sense of frustration and discomfort is your soul telling you that this path isn't meant for the life of a chosen one. It will never be about following what everyone else is doing. That's why you feel out of place, as if you're living in a world that wasn't made for you. And you know, this feeling isn't meant to discourage you, it's actually a sign. It's the universe showing you that you weren't born to be just another piece in the puzzle. You were born to be the architect, the creator of something new. So, if you've ever felt like you don't fit in, perhaps that's because you weren't meant to. But why does the world try so hard to convince you to conform? Think about it. The world we live in practically demands that you follow a set, predictable pattern: work, earn money, pay bills. Everything seems to revolve around this cycle, doesn't it? And when you don't adapt, when you feel this deep, gnawing dissatisfaction inside, that pressure mounts. It's like an invisible weight that whispers to you, "What's wrong with me?" The truth is, there's nothing wrong. On the contrary, there is everything right about you. You're a chosen one, and you're different, and that difference is exactly what the world needs. Does it feel uncomfortable, this disconnection? Perhaps even frustrating? But let me remind you, this disconnection is not a flaw. It is your soul trying to guide you. It's telling you, hey, this path isn't for you. You're different, and that's a good thing. It is not a sign that you've failed or that you've missed some important step. It is a reminder that your calling is greater than following the flow of the world's current. The chosen ones didn't come into this world to follow the flow. They came to challenge the status quo and bring light to the darkness. Now pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Do you sense that deeper call within you? That urge to step away from the ordinary and into the extraordinary? To build, to create, to lead. The discomfort you feel in ordinary jobs is directly tied to the magnitude of your calling. How can someone destined to transform the world feel complete doing something that doesn't reflect their true essence? How can you find peace in a job that doesn't resonate with the divine energy pulsing through you? Conventional jobs often demand compliance, repetition, and a focus on things that deep down you know don't truly matter in the grand scheme of your existence. This is why you may feel constantly drained, not just physically, but spiritually. The world doesn't understand the vibrational frequency you are tuned into, but the Creator knows, the universe knows. And it's speaking to you through that persistent feeling of unease, urging you to seek something more. Consider this truth. You weren't meant to live a life of endless repetition. You weren't meant to simply fit in. Your soul was designed to soar, to break free from the chains of societal expectations. And this process is not without its struggles. I know this can feel overwhelming. To step away from the expectations placed upon you by others, to question the societal norms that have been ingrained in you for years, can feel isolating. But remember this, God does not call you to fit in. He calls you to stand out, to rise above the ordinary and walk in your divine purpose. In the Bible, God tells us in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." These plans are not about living a conventional life. They are about discovering the deeper purpose for which you were created. You are a vessel of divine potential, and the world needs that energy, that light, that creativity. It doesn't need more people conforming to outdated expectations. It needs you to rise, to lead, and to inspire others to do the same. But how do you do this when everything around you seems to encourage you to settle for less than what you know you were made for? How do you embrace your calling when the world's demands feel so overwhelming? That's the question you must face, and it's not an easy one. Yet, it is the path of transformation, the path of awakening to your true identity. As the Apostle Paul wrote in Romans 12:2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." The renewal of your mind begins when you embrace the truth that you are not called to fit into this world. You were born to transform it. But here's the secret. When you align with your true calling, when you stop fighting against your essence, you will find that the world around you begins to shift. Opportunities will present themselves. The right people will come into your life. And more importantly, you will begin to feel at peace, knowing that you are living in alignment with your divine purpose. But this peace can only come when you let go of the expectation to conform to a life that doesn't serve your higher purpose. Have you ever wondered why, no matter how hard you try, you always feel like you're swimming against the current? Have you felt like your efforts were never enough, no matter how much energy you poured into them? Perhaps it's because you were never meant to swim with the current, you were meant to create your own path. That is the calling of the chosen ones. It is not about following the established patterns, it's about breaking them. It's about leading others into a new way of thinking, being, and living. It's about walking a path that others may not understand, but one that will bring transformation and light to the world. In the depths of your soul, you know this. You feel it sometimes, it's just a quiet whisper, and other times it's a powerful, roaring wave within you, urging you to step into your purpose. You may not know exactly what that looks like yet, but trust this. The universe is aligning itself for you. You are exactly where you need to be, and your path, though different from the world's, is the one that will bring true fulfillment. So, I ask you again, are you ready to step into your divine calling? Are you ready to stop conforming to a life that doesn't reflect your true essence? And most importantly, are you ready to embrace the greatness that lies within you as you walk in alignment with your purpose? As you reflect on these questions, know that you are not alone. God is with you every step of the way, guiding you toward the life you were meant to live. Trust in your unique calling, trust in your divine essence, and know that the world is waiting for the light that only you can bring. May you find peace in your heart as you walk boldly toward your true purpose. As you journey on this path, remember that in every step, you are becoming more aligned with your true self. You are not merely following a set path, you are carving one out of the very fabric of creation itself. And as you walk in the light of your divine purpose, know that God's presence is constantly with you, guiding you, even when you feel alone or misunderstood. For in the words of Isaiah 41:10, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You are never alone in this divine mission." The Creator is always near, guiding you to the life you were born to lead. Conformity, repetition, and obedience to a system. But you, as the chosen one, were made to create, inspire, and lead. It's like trying to fit a piece of paper into a circle. It doesn't fit, and the reason is clear. You were born to shine in your own space, not to mold yourself to the expectations of others. This mission you carry is what sets you apart. While many people seek stability, you yearn for purpose. It's not just about working to pay bills or fulfill a role, but about impacting the lives of others. You are here not to blend in, but to stand out and ignite the spark of change. Think about it. How many times have you tried to fit yourself into a life that didn't quite feel right? How many times have you conformed, even when your heart screamed for something more? It's easy to get caught up in the rhythm of life, to be swept away by the tide of societal expectations. But deep down, you know you're different. Your spirit has been set apart for something greater. You weren't made to live just another ordinary existence. And when you try to force yourself into a mold that doesn't reflect your true essence, you feel that discomfort, that nagging feeling that something is off. This isn't failure or something wrong with you. This is a divine signal, a reminder that you were made for more than conformity. At the same time, live according to your truth. But here's the important detail. The mission of a chosen one will never be easy. It demands courage to face the pressures of the world and the doubts that often arise within you. Have you ever asked yourself, am I wrong for not wanting to follow the path everyone else follows? Or is there something broken in me because I can't seem to find peace in conventional jobs? Those feelings are common, but the answer is a resounding no. You are not broken. The truth is, you are being called to walk a path that isn't always comfortable, but that discomfort is a sign, not of failure, but of growth. In the Bible, we find comfort in knowing that God never promises an easy path. In fact, in Matthew 17:14, Jesus says, "For the gate is narrow, and the way is hard that leads to life, and those who find it are few." The way of the chosen is not about avoiding hardship, it's about embracing the journey, knowing that the challenges you face are part of the greater plan to shape you into the person you are meant to be. These doubts, these moments of questioning, are natural parts of the journey. You will find yourself asking, "Why does this feel so hard? Why do I feel so different?" But don't let those questions pull you into despair. They are proof that you are on the right path. Your soul has been given a purpose that is so unique, so powerful, that it will often feel out of place in the ordinary world. But remember, you were not born to fit in. You were born to transform, to create, and to lead. The world may not understand it now, but that doesn't change the truth of your calling. Conventional jobs may even be necessary at certain points in your life as you begin to discover your true path. These experiences, though they may feel restrictive or draining, serve as stepping stones in your spiritual journey. The time spent in these jobs is a season of preparation, a place where you begin to understand your strengths, your calling, and what you need to move forward in your true mission. But know this, these experiences are temporary, and they are not the final destination God has prepared for you. You are being shaped and refined for something much greater, something that aligns with your divine purpose. There's something magical about this mission, something that sets it apart from the world's expectations. Your mission is about service, but not in the traditional sense of servitude. It's about contributing to the world in a way that only you can. Your service is about sharing your wisdom, healing through your energy, creating something unique, or simply inspiring those around you by living authentically. You are meant to be a light in the darkness, a beacon that guides others toward the truth of their own divine calling. This calling isn't always about grand gestures or massive accomplishments. Sometimes the most profound impact you can have is through the small, everyday acts of kindness, through speaking your truth, and through the energy you bring into a room. God has placed you exactly where you need to be, and everything you do with intention, whether it's at a job, with your family, or in your community, becomes part of your greater purpose. But what happens when the pressure to conform becomes overwhelming? When society pushes you to just get a regular job or follow the path everyone else takes? This is where you must find the courage to trust your inner truth. The journey of the chosen one is one of resilience, of standing firm against the tides of conventional thinking. It's about understanding that the path you are walking has been laid out for you long before you were born, and the struggles you face are not signs of failure, but markers of progress. In the Bible, in 2 Timothy 1-9, we are reminded that He has saved us and called us to a holy life, not because of anything we have done, but because of His own purpose and grace. Your calling is not based on your achievements or your ability to fit in with the world's standards. It is a divine gift, a calling that has been with you since the very beginning. And here's the truth, this calling, this mission, will always come with a price. It requires courage, faith, and the willingness to walk a path that may not be understood by everyone. It demands that you release the need for approval and trust that your journey is guided by something far greater than you can see. But as you walk this path, you will find the peace that surpasses all understanding because you are living in alignment with your true self. As you face these challenges, remember the words of Isaiah 41:10, where God reassures us, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." You are never alone in this journey. Even when you feel isolated or misunderstood, God is right there beside you, supporting you as you step into your purpose. The path of the chosen one is not easy, but it is the path of destiny. It is the path that will bring you the fulfillment, peace, and purpose that so many others are searching for. As you embrace your calling, step into your truth, and trust in the divine plan for your life, you will begin to see the world change. The world may not always understand you, but it will be transformed by the light that you carry within. And that light is the essence of your calling to shine, to lead, and to serve in a way that only you can. So, I ask you once more, are you ready to embrace your mission? Are you ready to step away from the ordinary and walk in the extraordinary path that has been set before you? Remember, your discomfort, your struggles, and your doubts are not signs that you are wrong. They are the signs that you are on the path meant for you. Embrace it, trust in it, and know that with every step, you are walking in the divine plan that God has designed for your life. May you walk boldly, confidently, and purposefully as you continue on the journey that only you can take. The chosen ones are here to transform lives. This mission, though it often feels burdensome or isolating, carries with it the power to change the world in ways that most cannot even begin to comprehend. You, as one of the chosen, are not meant to follow the predictable, conventional paths that others walk. You are called to create, to heal, to inspire, and to lead. Your purpose is far beyond the routine existence that the world deems normal, and this calling, though it may feel heavy at times, is what gives your life its depth and meaning. Transforming lives is why many end up finding fulfillment in paths that allow greater freedom and expression. These paths could take the form of spirituality, art, healing, entrepreneurship, or teaching areas that naturally draw the chosen ones because they provide space for their light to shine without limitations. These are not just jobs or roles. They are platforms for you to align your heart, soul, and actions with the divine purpose you carry. Think about it. How often have you felt stifled by a conventional job, the routines and rules that seem to drown out your inner light? These paths aren't for you because they can't contain the essence of your spirit. They lack the space for you to be who you truly are. Have you ever wondered why, no matter how much you try, you can't seem to fit into a typical job? It's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. The discomfort you feel is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's a sign that you're meant for something bigger, something far more aligned with your true essence. And if you've been struggling with this discomfort, know this: it's not something to fear. It's the very tool that will help you discover your divine path. Now, if you feel lost or haven't yet discovered how to fulfill your mission, don't worry about that discomfort you feel. It's part of the process. It's the necessary push for you to question what no longer serves you, to reassess and search for something that is aligned with who you truly are. This moment of uncertainty, of feeling like you don't belong, is a signal that it's time to evolve, to seek out your true purpose. So, if the chosen ones can't adapt to regular jobs, what path should they follow? This is a question many of you may be asking, and the answer starts with something essential: self-knowledge. You need to first understand who you are, what motivates you, and what the essence of your purpose truly is. Do you know who you are at your core? What excites you? What is the one thing that calls to your soul even when you try to ignore it? Look, the world is full of possibilities. But for the chosen ones, not all paths lead to fulfillment. What works for most people won't necessarily work for you, and that's okay. Your mission is unique, and the path to fulfilling it will be just as unique. The first step to finding your way is listening to your intuition. As the chosen one, you have a direct channel to something greater, be it God, the universe, or divine energy. This channel is always open, waiting for you to tune in and listen. But how can you hear your intuition when the world is so loud? How do you quiet the external noise, the pressures, the fears, and the expectations that surround you? The answer lies in silence. You must silence the chaos around you. You must pause, step back, and begin paying attention to your inner voice. When you do this, the answers you've been seeking will begin to emerge. You'll start to see that the discomfort, the restlessness you've been feeling, is not a curse, it's a blessing, a way the universe speaks to you. Perhaps you'll discover that you have abilities you didn't even know you had. You might have an incredible aptitude for communicating ideas, touching people's hearts, or creating something new. These aren't random talents, they are tools that have been given to you for the fulfillment of your mission. You may not have recognized them yet, but they are part of the divine plan for your life. These gifts aren't here by chance, they are here to help you fulfill your purpose. Even if at first it seems difficult or confusing, even if you feel like you're walking in the dark, this uncertainty is not a sign of failure, it's simply part of the learning process. Every chosen one goes through periods of uncertainty. We all face times when we feel unsure, when we wonder whether we are on the right path. And yes, it may be difficult to trust the process in those moments, but understand this. This process of learning and growing, this is how you gain the strength and clarity needed to find a path that aligns with who you truly are. One important strategy is to start small. You don't need to drop everything at once or take a giant leap into the unknown. Sometimes, the first step is simply exploring your interests and passions. Ask yourself, what brings you joy? What would you do even if no one was watching? These simple questions can help guide you toward your true path. They can point you toward the things that light up your soul and bring you closer to fulfilling your calling. Another key to this journey is seeking ways of working that give you the freedom you choose. Freedom is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You need space to be creative, to express your energy, and to connect with what you were truly meant to do. As the chosen one, you cannot thrive in environments that restrict you or suppress your energy. You need to be able to work in a space that allows you to flourish, that lets you be fully yourself without fear of judgment or rejection. Isn't this what you've been longing for? The freedom to be who you are without compromise. And yet, as you begin this journey, you may still wonder, will I be able to make a living doing what I love? Will my path lead to success? In Matthew 6:33, we are reminded, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Trust that when you walk in alignment with your divine purpose, everything else will follow. You may not see the full picture yet, but God has already set the path before you. The universe is ready to support you, and the resources you need will come in time. This path may not be easy, but it will be fulfilling. The more you step into your true purpose, the more you will feel the peace that surpasses all understanding. In the end, you will know that your life has been about more than just survival, more than just fulfilling the expectations of others. Your life will be a testimony to the power of stepping into your divine calling and following the path that has been set before you. The journey will require faith, persistence, and trust, but above all, it will require you to believe in yourself. Believe in the gifts you have been given, and believe that your mission is worth pursuing. Remember, God has already equipped you with everything you need to succeed. You are not alone in this. Every step you take toward your true purpose is a step toward fulfilling your mission and becoming the person you were always meant to be. So, I ask you again, are you ready to step into your divine calling? Are you ready to listen to your intuition and trust that it will guide you to the right path? The world may not understand you, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand your purpose and walk in it with courage and grace. As you continue this journey, know that you are not walking it alone. You are supported by a higher power, and the universe is unfolding around you, bringing you everything you need to succeed. Keep moving forward, keep trusting the process, and keep following the path that only you were meant to walk. In Philippians 4:13, we are reminded, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." You are equipped with divine strength, courage, and wisdom to walk this path. Trust in the divine support that surrounds you. In Isaiah 40-31, it is written, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." As you step into your divine purpose, you will find the strength to soar, even when the journey seems difficult. Finally, remember the words of 1 Corinthians 2-9. "No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love Him." The journey ahead will be far more glorious than you can imagine, for you are walking the path of the chosen. It really matters to work for yourself, create your own projects, or work in areas that value your authenticity. This can be the ideal path. It's where your true self can emerge, and you are able to shine with the unique energy that only you carry. When you step into your purpose, everything begins to flow naturally because you are aligned with the rhythm of the universe. The chosen ones, above all, are here to serve. But what does that mean? To serve is not about being enslaved to others' expectations, but to contribute to the world in a way that only you can. Whether it's helping others, sharing your wisdom, or creating something new and innovative, serving others with your unique gifts allows your soul to thrive. You see, this service isn't just a passive act, it's an active, powerful engagement with the world. When you align your life with service, everything begins to flow. There is a grace that comes with walking in alignment with your divine purpose. Your actions become purposeful, and the world around you responds to the energy you put out. When you're fulfilling your mission, you experience a deep sense of fulfillment that goes beyond simply existing or surviving. But here's the reality. The path to this fulfillment is not always clear, and it's okay to feel uncertain. Maybe you're thinking, "But Pedro, I still don't know where to start, and I need a job to survive now." That's completely valid if this applies to you. Survival is an immediate need, and there's no shame in needing a stable income while you discover your path. The journey of the chosen isn't about abandoning your responsibilities or rushing into the unknown without preparation. Use this transition time to plant the seeds of the future you desire, even if you're currently in a conventional job. Dedicate some of your time to building something that resonates with you, something that speaks to your essence and aligns with your divine calling. Perhaps you're still uncertain of what that looks like, whether it's a business, an art form, or a spiritual practice, but that's okay. The key is to start, to create space for the journey to unfold, even while in a place that might not fully nourish your soul right now. As you move forward, step by step, clarity will emerge. The foundation you build during this time of transition is just as important as the final destination. Now, let's talk about the challenges. Because let's be honest, the journey of the chosen is never simple. After all, breaking away from patterns, from what's expected, and following a higher purpose requires a great deal of courage, patience, and above all, faith. Faith in the unknown, faith that the path you are on will eventually lead you to your true purpose. One of the first challenges many face is the fear of the unknown, especially when it comes to leaving a regular job, even one that doesn't make you happy. It may seem risky after all. Bills need to be paid, responsibilities need to be fulfilled, and the world we live in loves to reinforce the idea that fitting in is the only way to survive. But here's the truth. Fear is a test. It's not something to run away from, but something to confront. It arises to challenge you, to make you question whether you are truly committed to your mission. Are you willing to take the first step, even when the path ahead is unclear? Fear is not your enemy, it's an invitation to grow. Acting even with fear doesn't require a giant leap. It may be as simple as taking small, sure steps, moving forward with the understanding that you don't have to have everything figured out all at once. Each step is a part of the unfolding plan, and with each step, you will become more attuned to the divine energy that guides your purpose. Trust and building a solid foundation for the future are also significant challenges. Trusting in your divine path when the future is uncertain can be intimidating. It requires patience, perseverance, and the ability to keep moving forward even when the outcomes aren't immediately clear. There will be times when it feels like you're working in the dark, but keep going, because every small effort you make is contributing to the bigger picture. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Dealing with the expectations of others is another challenge that the chosen ones often face. People around you may not understand what you're doing or why you're doing it. They may question your decisions, criticize you, or even try to demotivate you. This isn't necessarily because they wish you harm, but because they see the world differently. They're often still bound to traditional paths, and they simply can't comprehend the depth of the calling you feel. As the chosen one, you need to learn to silence these external voices. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Your mission is unique, and it's not about pleasing everyone around you. You didn't come into this world to follow others or to meet their expectations. You came to fulfill the higher purpose God placed within you. That's the true path you must walk. Remember what Jesus said in Matthew 10:34. "Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword." The sword here is the strength to walk a path that others may not understand, but that is exactly the path you were meant to take. And there's one more point that the chosen ones often face: self-sabotage. How many times have you started something new, felt excited about the possibilities, only to stop halfway through and think, "I'm not good enough for this"? How often have you questioned your worth or your ability to succeed in a project you felt called to do? This inner voice of doubt is one of the greatest challenges for the chosen. It's a natural part of the process, but it must be confronted head-on. You are enough. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, Paul writes, "But he said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me.'" This verse reminds us that even in our moments of self-doubt, God's strength is made perfect in us. The weaknesses you perceive are not flaws, but opportunities for divine strength to shine through. When these moments of self-sabotage arise, remember, they are not your truth. The truth is that you were chosen for this journey. The truth is that you have been given everything you need to succeed. The only thing that stands between you and your purpose is your willingness to believe in yourself and keep moving forward, even in the face of fear, doubt, and external pressure. You must learn to quiet that inner critic, the voice that tells you that you aren't worthy, that you won't succeed, or that it's too late to start. Instead, listen to the voice of truth, the voice that calls you to rise, to serve, and to transform the world around you. This is your path, and it's the one that will bring you true peace and fulfillment. Remember, your journey is unique, and it's not supposed to look like anyone else's. Embrace it with courage, trust, and the knowledge that you are walking the path that only you can walk. The world is waiting for the gifts only you can offer, and as you step into your true purpose, the universe will unfold in ways you can't even begin to imagine. The journey of the chosen one is not one of perfection or immediate results. It's a process, and along the way, it's crucial to practice self-compassion. Stop demanding so much from yourself. You are in a process, and every step counts. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that you must be perfect or have everything figured out from the start. But every mistake and stumble is part of learning. Instead of judging yourself harshly, celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Every step forward is progress, and each small victory is a testament to your resilience and commitment. In fact, self-compassion is not just a nicety, it's essential to the process of growth. When you treat yourself with kindness and understanding, you create an environment where your true self can flourish. The chosen ones often push themselves beyond their limits, striving for greatness and change. But sometimes, the key to fulfilling your divine purpose is to give yourself the grace to pause and breathe, recognizing that you're doing your best. When you make room for mistakes and learning, you allow yourself to evolve into who you were always meant to be. Another important aspect of this journey is the energy you carry and absorb from the world around you. The world is filled with both positive and negative vibrations, and the toxic energy of environments, negative people, or even difficult situations can affect you more than you realize. Being sensitive to these energies is part of being the chosen one, and that sensitivity means you must take extra care of your energy. It's vital to protect your peace, especially when you are navigating the path to your higher calling. Set aside time each day to connect with God, the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in. Meditate, pray, spend time in nature, whatever it takes to recharge your spirit and restore balance. This time for yourself isn't just for relaxation, it's for alignment with the divine purpose within you. When you are at peace with yourself, when your energy is balanced, you are then able to give your best to the world. As we read in Philippians 4:6-7, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Taking time to connect spiritually allows you to be enveloped in peace, the peace that enables you to continue on your journey with grace and strength. The challenges that arise on your journey are not meant to defeat you. They are opportunities in disguise, chances to learn, grow, and become stronger. Each obstacle you face carries a lesson, and it is through these lessons that you align yourself even more deeply with your divine purpose. Take fear, for example. Fear often arises when you are about to take a leap, to do something great, something that challenges your comfort zone. This fear may seem like a block, but in reality, it is an invitation to trust the process. When you face fear head-on, you discover strengths you didn't even know you had. It's like crossing a bridge that seems unstable, but when you step onto it, you realize it's solid enough to take you to the other side. Fear is not a signal to retreat, it is a signal to step forward with faith. Another example is the resistance you might feel from those around you. The people close to you may not understand your calling, and their doubts or criticisms can feel discouraging. But instead of seeing this resistance as something negative, use it as an opportunity to strengthen your determination. The greatest transformations come from those who dare to follow a path others don't understand. Your journey as the chosen one requires you to trust your vision, even when others cannot see what you see. That voice that sabotages you, the one that says, "You're not good enough," or "This isn't going to work," is another obstacle. But here's the truth: you can transform this voice into your ally. Self-sabotage often arises from old wounds, past fears, or limiting beliefs you carry. When you take the time to understand the origin of these thoughts, you can begin to release them. The key is not to fight against these thoughts, but to listen to them, understand where they come from, and gradually free yourself from their hold. When you feel the weight of doubt or exhaustion, it's important to pause and reflect. These feelings are normal, especially when you are building something that demands so much of you. Instead of sinking into these feelings, use them as a moment of reassessment. This phase is a teacher. It's telling you that something on your path needs adjusting. Sometimes, the greatest clarity arises in moments of greatest uncertainty. If you feel lost or unsure, it may be because your soul is calling you to make a slight adjustment to the direction you are heading. External challenges, such as a lack of resources or opportunities, also offer valuable lessons. These challenges teach you to be creative, to find solutions where others see problems. Many of the most inspiring stories come from people who started with very little, but with persistence, faith, and creativity, created something extraordinary. In moments of scarcity, your creativity is ignited, and you discover that you have the resources within you to overcome anything. Above all, remember your power as the chosen one. You are never facing these challenges alone. There is a greater force guiding you, protecting you, and strengthening you with every step you take. The universe, God, and all the divine forces that surround you are present with you, offering their support and wisdom. You are being sustained by something far greater than any obstacle that may arise. This divine support is always there, even when you can't see it. Now that you understand that challenges are part of the process, let's talk about how to transform your unique gifts and abilities into a prosperous life path aligned with your purpose. As the chosen one, you have gifts that are not there by chance. They are your tools for fulfilling the mission that God or the universe has entrusted to you. The first step is to recognize these gifts. It may seem obvious, but many chosen ones spend much of their lives underestimating or ignoring the abilities they possess, perhaps because they feel they aren't that important or because others have discredited them in the past. But here's the truth. What seems natural to you, whether it's listening to others, creating with your hands, or seeing beyond appearances, may be exactly what the world needs. Once you recognize your gifts, the next step is to cultivate them. Think of it like tending to a plant. You need to water and care for your gifts so that they grow. How can you develop these skills? It might be through studying, practicing, or simply trusting the process of growth. The key is to be willing to improve every day. And here's an important tip. Your gifts only make sense when they are put into practice. Many chosen ones have a deep desire to serve, to help others, and to bring light to the world. But they hesitate because they feel they need to do everything perfectly. You don't need to be perfect. The key is to start small and keep improving. Your gifts are already inside of you. Now it's time to share them with the world. Start where you are and trust that each small step will lead to bigger opportunities. In the end, your gifts are your path to prosperity and fulfillment. You may not know exactly how everything will unfold, but trust that as you follow your heart and serve others with the gifts you've been given, prosperity will come in ways you never imagined. And remember, you don't have to save the entire world. Your calling is to make an impact where you can, with the gifts you have, one step at a time. As we are reminded in Isaiah 41:10, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Your journey is always supported by divine strength. And finally, in Psalm 37:5, commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will do this. He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun. Trust that as you walk the path of your calling, God is making a way for you, ensuring that your efforts will bear fruit. Sometimes a word of support, a gesture of affection, or work done with love is enough to touch someone's life in ways that we may never fully comprehend. Small acts of kindness often have the most profound impact, especially when done with pure intent and love. But how can you use your unique gifts to contribute to the world? A practical way to align your gifts with your purpose is to think about how you can solve problems or bring something of value to the people around you. For example, if you have the gift of communication, how can you use that to inspire, uplift, or educate others? Maybe it's through speaking, writing, or simply having deep, meaningful conversations with those around you. If you have artistic skills, how can you create something that evokes emotions, tells a story, or conveys a positive message? Your gifts are the keys to unlocking your purpose, and it's up to you to figure out how to use them to make a difference. And don't be afraid to dream big. As the chosen one, you were called to make a difference. The magnitude of your impact does not depend on fame or recognition, but on the authenticity and integrity with which you act. True impact is about making a difference in the lives of others, whether that's a small, private moment or something that touches thousands. What matters most is not the size of your audience, but the sincerity of your heart. Reflect on this for a moment. What if your gifts are meant to be shared on a larger scale? If so, what's holding you back from stepping into that space and making your mark? Maybe it's the fear of failure, the fear of being judged, or the fear of not measuring up to your own expectations. But here's something important to understand. Fear is not a sign that you should stop. It's an invitation to keep moving forward with faith. The chosen ones have always faced challenges, but these challenges are often the ones that shape them into the leaders they were meant to become. It is through courage and perseverance that you fulfill the purpose you've been called to. Now, it's important to remember that aligning your gifts with your purpose can also bring material rewards. Many chosen ones struggle with this concept, believing that money and spirituality are incompatible. But here's a reflection: money is energy, and when used consciously, it can be a powerful resource for expanding your mission. Think about how many things you could accomplish if you had more resources. You could help more people, invest in projects that align with your purpose, or create something that benefits your community in ways you may have never imagined. When used correctly, money becomes an extension of your mission, a tool that helps to amplify the positive change you wish to bring to the world. The secret is to keep your intentions pure. When you focus on serving others and making a difference, the resources will follow. In Matthew 6:33, it is written, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." When your focus is on fulfilling your divine purpose and serving with authenticity, everything you need will be provided to you in time. This is not to say that the journey will be without obstacles, but the universe will support you when you are aligned with your true mission. Now that we know your gifts can transform into a prosperous and fulfilling life path, let's talk about how to take the first steps. After all, every journey begins with the first movement, and this is where many chosen ones feel insecure. The first step may seem simple, but it's essential. Believe in yourself. It may sound cliché, but it's a truth that many overlook. If you don't believe you have something unique to offer, who else will? This belief doesn't appear overnight. It develops gradually as you take small steps and see the results of your efforts. The more you trust in yourself, the more the world will begin to reflect that confidence back to you. A good way to start is by making a list of the things you love to do and the skills you know you have. Don't overthink it, just write down whatever comes to mind, even if it seems insignificant. Sometimes, the greatest talents are found in the things we do naturally, almost without realizing it. For example, maybe you have a gift for making people laugh, for organizing, for listening, or for creating beauty out of nothing. These are the gifts that you can offer to the world. After that, ask yourself, how can I use these gifts to impact someone's life today? Maybe you could offer a kind word, share your knowledge, or create something that brings joy to another person. These seemingly small actions often lead to profound change. Don't underestimate the power of these simple daily acts of kindness. They are the building blocks of the bigger transformations that you are meant to create. Every time you use your gifts, you contribute to the healing and growth of the world around you. Big changes begin with small gestures. Another important step in your journey is to seek constant learning. As the chosen one, you are always evolving. This includes developing your skills, expanding your horizons, and stepping into new areas of growth. This doesn't mean you need to take every course under the sun or become overwhelmed with 1,000 new things at once. Instead, choose something that resonates with you deeply, something that excites you and makes you feel good. Whether it's deepening your spiritual practice, learning a new skill, or connecting with a mentor, always be open to growth and learning. Remember, in Proverbs 4-7, the beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. Though it costs all you have, get understanding. The wisdom you gain along the way will be a guiding light, showing you the path toward fulfilling your higher purpose. Your commitment to learning and growth will keep you aligned with your divine calling, and in turn, your purpose will evolve in ways that you may not have foreseen. At this point, you may be asking, what if I don't feel ready? What if I'm not good enough to step into my purpose fully? The truth is, you will never feel fully ready. The journey of the chosen ones is not about being perfect or having everything figured out. It's about trusting the process and knowing that each step you take will lead you closer to your true purpose. You will make mistakes, you will face setbacks, but these challenges are not roadblocks, they are opportunities for growth. One of the most profound truths comes from Romans 8:28, where it says, And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. All things work together for good, even the difficult moments, even the times when you doubt yourself. Trust that every part of your journey is leading you toward the fulfillment of your divine purpose. There is nothing wasted in this process. The final step is to trust the timing of your journey. You may not always understand why certain things are happening or why your path seems unclear at times, but trust that the universe is unfolding exactly as it should. In Isaiah 40:31, it is written, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." Your strength is renewed with each step you take and with each act of faith. So, as you take these first steps on your journey, remember this: believe in your gifts, trust in the process, and know that your purpose is unfolding exactly as it should. The world is waiting for what only you can offer. Step forward with confidence and let your light shine. In the quiet moments of your journey, take time to find meaning in the present, in the very step you are taking now. It's easy to get caught up in the destination, to focus on the end goal and forget the power of the journey itself. But the truth is, each step, no matter how small it may seem, is an essential part of the process. Building a path aligned with your purpose takes time, and it is not always a rapid or linear process. There will be moments when you feel like you're moving slowly, even stagnant at times. But know this: the slow pace is part of the unfolding. Every little action you take, even if it feels insignificant, is bringing you closer to what you are meant to do. Patience is key. Be patient with yourself. Understand that building a meaningful life aligned with your purpose is not something that happens overnight. It is a process that requires both persistence and grace. There will be times of doubt, moments where you question if what you're doing is enough. But remember, it is the consistency of each step that creates the momentum for transformation. As Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Trusting the process, trusting your path, and trusting that every step, no matter how slow, is divinely guided, will bring clarity and peace in time. Now, let's address a common concern among the chosen ones: how to align your spiritual mission with material needs. It is a valid concern, and one that many people grapple with. It's natural to wonder how you can turn your life's mission into something that also sustains you financially. The secret here lies in the union of passion and strategy, in understanding how to use your gifts in a way that serves others, while also ensuring you can support yourself. Many times, the gap between spiritual fulfillment and material needs is bridged by how you align your heart's desires with practical steps. So, how can you do this? The first step is to identify how your gifts can create value for others. If you have a gift for communication, perhaps you could offer mentorship or guidance, helping others through your words and wisdom. If you have artistic skills, perhaps you could create and sell your creations, whether they're paintings, music, or even digital designs that carry messages of hope and transformation. Your gifts, when paired with practical action, can not only enrich the lives of others, but also become a source of income. But there is more to this process than just creating products or services. It's about having the intention to serve with integrity. When you offer what you love to others with the right intention, whether it's a product, service, or even a simple word of encouragement, the universe responds to that energy. Opportunities begin to appear, doors that once seemed closed will begin to open, and you will encounter people and resources that will support your mission in unexpected ways. It's not magic, it's the natural flow of abundance that comes when you are aligned with your purpose. As Jesus says in Matthew 7:7, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you." When you act with faith and authenticity, you begin to attract what you need to fulfill your calling. Remember to celebrate every achievement, no matter how small. Every step forward, every moment where you take action, reaffirms your mission. These small victories build the foundation for greater success, and by acknowledging your progress, you send a message to the universe that you are ready for more. Keep your energy high and your heart open, and the opportunities will align with your actions. It's also important to maintain a balance between your spiritual mission and your practical needs. While living with purpose is undoubtedly fulfilling, we must also navigate the practicalities of life, paying bills, maintaining relationships, taking care of our health, and ensuring that our material needs are met. The key here is understanding that your spiritual mission doesn't need to be something separate from practical life. Your spiritual mission exists in every moment of your life, in how you interact with the world and how you make your choices. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that fulfilling your spiritual purpose can only happen during specific moments, perhaps during a retreat, a meditation session, or when you're in a peaceful, isolated space. But the truth is that your purpose can be lived out in your everyday life, in the choices you make, the way you work, and how you interact with others. Even if you are working a traditional job, you can still be fulfilling your spiritual mission. It's not about what you do, but how you do it. This is where perspective is key. Instead of viewing work as a mere obligation, see it as an opportunity to serve. Every task, even the smallest one, can be an opportunity to act with love, compassion, and authenticity. When you are aligned with your purpose, even the most ordinary activities can become part of your spiritual practice. How can you bring love into your work? How can you serve, even when the task seems mundane? These moments are not separate from your purpose, they are an integral part of it. As you continue this journey, it is essential to take care of yourself. The chosen ones often get lost in the mission of saving the world, and in doing so, forget to tend to their own emotional and physical health. This is a mistake. How can you serve others if you are not well yourself? How can you offer peace to others if you are not at peace? Self-care is not selfish. It is essential to the work you are called to do. Take time to rest, eat well, engage in activities that bring you joy and relieve stress. As 1 Corinthians 6:19-20 reminds us, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies." Taking care of your body, mind, and spirit is a way of honoring the divine gift that you are. Another crucial point is time management. Often, we feel overwhelmed, thinking there's never enough time to do everything we need to do. But the issue isn't the amount of time we have, it's how we choose to use it. Focus on what truly matters for your mission. Sometimes, this means saying no to things that don't align with your purpose so that you can say yes to what truly matters. What areas of your life are demanding your energy but not serving your mission? Reflect on those areas and consider how you can make conscious choices that honor your purpose. It's also important to allow yourself to be prosperous. As we discussed earlier, material prosperity is not a bad thing. It is a tool that can help you continue fulfilling your mission on a larger scale. Be open to receiving, whether it's financial resources, love, support, friendships, or opportunities. As you begin to accept the abundance that the universe has to offer, you will find that you can share more freely with others. When you open yourself to abundance, you allow yourself to become a vessel through which more good can flow into the world. Remember, balance does not mean perfection. You are not meant to be a superhuman who can do everything. Balance is about doing what you can, when you can, and trusting that it's enough. In Philippians 4:13, we are reminded, "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." You are equipped with everything you need to fulfill your calling, and as long as you remain aligned with your purpose, you will continue to grow and evolve in ways that serve both your material and spiritual needs. As you take each step forward, trust in the process. Every day, you are one step closer to living a life fully aligned with your purpose. Keep moving forward with faith, And remember that you are supported by the universe every step of the way. Balancing your mission with the practical needs of life is a dance, a delicate rhythm between heaven and earth. Some days you'll feel pulled toward your spiritual calling with full force. On other days, the weight of daily responsibilities will demand your attention. But this isn't a contradiction, it's part of the divine choreography of your life. Both sides are sacred, and both deserve your awareness. What matters is not perfection, but presence. When you understand that your purpose and your practical life are partners, not enemies, you begin to walk with more ease, with less self-pressure, and with a deeper sense of alignment. Now, there's an aspect of the Chosen One's journey that is often neglected, yet it is absolutely essential for your long-term strength: building a support network. If there's one truth you must carry in your heart, it is this: no Chosen One is ever meant to walk alone. Even if your mission feels enormous, even if your inner world seems different from those around you, even if you've always sensed that your path is unique, you are part of an intricate, divine web of souls. Interconnected, interwoven, interdependent. But there is a mystery here, one that only reveals itself slowly, like the quiet lifting of a veil. For you to fully activate your purpose, you need people who vibrate on your frequency. Souls who understand the storms you've survived. Souls who can hold the weight of your revelations without fear. Souls who see you not the version the world projects onto you, but the light hidden beneath your ribs. And here's the half-revealed truth. The chosen often feel lonely, not because they are meant to walk alone, but because the people destined to walk with them are still on their way. The loneliness you felt is not a void, it's preparation. It's the clearing of space for the right connections. It's the spiritual pruning of old networks that no longer align with your purpose. Ask yourself gently, what kind of people does my soul feel nourished by? And even deeper, what parts of me come alive when I am surrounded by those who understand my calling? The life of a chosen one can feel isolating, not because you are misunderstood by a few, but because you walk a path most people don't even see. Society often glorifies stability, predictability, and doing things the normal way. But your path bends, breaks, reforms, expands. You're not meant for sameness. This is why finding a support network becomes crucial. When you surround yourself with people who also carry this energy, your inner flame grows brighter. You feel stronger, more grounded, more courageous. You share ideas that others would dismiss. You receive insights that others would fear. You get to exchange wisdom in a depth that only awakened souls can access. And sometimes, in those sacred conversations, solutions appear that you never imagined. Your support network can take many forms: spiritual friends, intentional communities, mentorship circles, online groups, prayer groups, healing spaces, or even a small group of individuals who share your worldview. What matters is that they see you, truly see you, and that the connection is mutual. There is something deeply beautiful about journeying beside those who recognize your divine mission. Because every time you celebrate something meaningful with them, you amplify the energy of your path. Joy, shared by aligned souls, becomes a spiritual force. To begin building this network, you can intentionally seek out people or groups that resonate with your mission. And if nothing exists near you, create your own space. With the world as connected as it is today, you can gather people from anywhere: Telegram, WhatsApp, Discord, Instagram, spiritual forums, private communities. The world is vast, but energetic frequencies know no distance. But here comes the half-revealed caution. Not everyone belongs in your circle. Not everyone has the heart capacity or spiritual maturity to walk beside you. Some may carry hidden envy, unhealed wounds, or limiting beliefs that clash with your path. Some may unconsciously drain your energy, and some may even attempt to pull you off your course, sometimes gently, sometimes aggressively, because your light challenges their comfort. As Matthew 7:15 warns, "Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves." This is why discernment becomes your shield. Trust your instincts fiercely. Your soul knows who belongs and who does not. The right people will enter your life at the right time, effortlessly. They will bring peace, not confusion, expansion, not contraction, alignment, not hesitation. But remember, support is a two-way street. It's not just about receiving, it's also about offering. Chosen ones are leaders, not because of ego or superiority, but because of service. You are called to lift others as you rise. Sometimes, the simplest act, listening, reassuring, holding space, can become a lifeline for someone else's journey. When this exchange is mutual, the energy becomes rich and transformative. And now, we reach a universal truth. Moments of doubt. Even the most awakened souls encounter them. Doubt doesn't mean you're failing. Doubt doesn't mean you're losing alignment. Doubt means you are human. It means you are expanding. As James 1-3 reminds us, "For you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." Every chosen one has asked at some point, "Am I really on the right path? Am I doing enough? What if I fail?" These questions do not weaken you. They refine you. They purify your motives. They sharpen your discernment. They deepen your reliance on divine guidance rather than your own strength. In fact, moments of doubt are often the doorway to the next level of your purpose. Sometimes, in the silence of your doubt, God whispers things you would not hear otherwise. Sometimes, in the trembling of your uncertainty, the universe rearranges things for your good. Remember the promise in Romans 8:31, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" Your doubt is not a sign of lost purpose. It is a sign that your purpose is growing beyond its old form. This is why the support network matters so deeply. When your faith trembles, their presence steadies you. When your vision blurs, their clarity helps you breathe. When your heart feels heavy, their encouragement reminds you that you are not walking alone. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 echoes this truth. "Two are better than one, for if either of them falls, the one will lift up his companion." But here is the half-revealed mystery. Even when no one is physically beside you, you are never truly alone. The divine walks with you, whispers to you, strengthens you. Sometimes the silence of solitude is not abandonment, it is initiation. In your darkest seasons, you are being molded. In your quietest moments, you are being spoken to. In your most uncertain steps, you are being guided closer to the life you were destined to live. And as long as you keep walking one step at a time, with courage and faith, you will discover that the path is always unfolding in your favor. For as Psalm 145:18 assures us, "The Lord is near to all who call on him, to all who call on him in truth." And you, chosen one, are walking in truth, even on the days when you don't feel it. Keep going. Your network is forming. Your path is strengthening. Your purpose is awakening. The story is still unfolding, and the best chapters are yet to be revealed. Part of the process, yes. These doubts and hesitations are not accidents. They are invitations. If you know how to handle them, they become great opportunities for growth. What seems like confusion is often a sacred signal, a whisper from the divine asking you to pause, to breathe, to listen again. Doubt is not the enemy, it is the doorway. It is the very moment when your soul says, "Return to your essence." It's not magist. When you feel lost or directionless, it may be because you've drifted from your main purpose. These moments are like inner alarms, gentle spiritual tremors urging you to slow down and return to the basics. So ask yourself softly, without judgment, why did I start this journey? What awakened me in the beginning? What was the spark that first stirred my spirit? You'll notice something profound here often. That spark has never disappeared. It was only covered by the noise of daily routine, the expectations of others, and the heaviness of self-doubt. But it's still there, waiting to be felt. Another truth that must be remembered is this: even the greatest spiritual leaders, prophets, and enlightened beings faced challenges. There is no single spiritual path that is untouched by pain, uncertainty, or resistance. Obstacles are not punishments, they are the sculptors of your strength. They shape your character, deepen your faith, and expand your capacity to serve. It's like the process of polishing a diamond without pressure. It never shines. You, too, are being polished by life's intensity so that your brilliance becomes undeniable. A powerful practice in these moments is inner silence. Not silence as the absence of sound, but the kind that softens the soul and calms the inner storm. Setting aside a few minutes each day to meditate, breathe deeply, or simply disconnect from external noise will open a channel within you, a channel where divine guidance flows. In this stillness, your intuition, your soul's voice, begins to rise. And here is the half-revealed truth. Your intuition already holds the answers you're trying to find externally, but intuition needs space. It needs silence to speak. As Psalm 46:10 reminds us, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is where knowing returns. It is also essential to remember that you are not walking this path alone. As we said before, a support network changes everything. Sharing your doubts with people who understand your journey, who have walked similar paths, can bring immense relief. Sometimes all you need is someone who says, "I've been there too, and you will overcome this." Hearing that from a soul who truly understands can revive your courage like few things can. Now, let's talk about motivation, because many people assume that motivation must be constant, but the truth is far more human and far more divine. Motivation fluctuates. It rises and falls like the moon, like the seasons of your spiritual growth. The secret is not to rely on motivation, but to cultivate discipline. Discipline is what carries you through the valleys. It's what helps you keep moving, even when your heart feels tired or your mind feels clouded. And here's the magic. When you begin to act, even with low motivation, motivation often returns on its own. Something that can help reignite your enthusiasm is paying attention to the small signs the universe sends you. Synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, a comment from someone you helped, or even a sudden feeling of peace that appears out of nowhere. These signs are divine reminders that you are on the right path, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. As Romans 8:28 promises, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who are called according to His purpose." Don't underestimate the transformative power of gratitude. Gratitude doesn't erase challenges, but it shifts your perspective into a higher dimension. There is always something for which you can be grateful, even in difficulty. When you connect with the energy of gratitude, you open yourself to new possibilities, doors you didn't notice before, solutions that were invisible in moments of frustration. Gratitude is not a reaction, it is a spiritual alignment. Chosen ones often face resistance from their environment. This resistance may come in the form of criticism, judgment, or seemingly impossible circumstances. Many people around you may not understand your mission because they've never dared to look beyond the conventional, the comfortable, or the known. But your calling is not meant to be understood by everyone. It is meant to be lived by you. Isaiah 55:8 reminds us of this divine paradox. "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord." This means your journey isn't just important, it's essential. You are walking a path that many would never dare to take. Overcoming these challenges requires courage, not the kind of courage that battles the world externally, but the inward courage to remain faithful to your essence. The courage to say no to what drains your soul. The courage to say yes to what makes your heart vibrate. The courage to choose alignment over approval. And this brings us to a crucial point: redefining success. Many chosen ones fall into the trap of measuring progress based on society's standards. But spiritual success is not measured in possessions, applause, or external validation. Spiritual success is measured by the peace you feel in your heart, by the alignment between your actions and your purpose, by the lives you touch even quietly, even anonymously. As Matthew 6:20 teaches, "Store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Every challenge you face becomes an opportunity in disguise. When something seems to be blocking you, it may actually be redirecting you. The universe is not in the business of sabotage, it is in the business of alignment. The secret lies in changing your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Because transformation rarely comes wrapped in comfort. Growth rarely comes wrapped in certainty. The universe stretches you so that you can hold more light. And above all, trust. Trust the process. Trust the divine timing. Trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be. As Proverbs 16:9 says, "In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." Your steps are being guided, even when the path feels unclear. Your purpose is unfolding, even when doubt whispers otherwise. And you, chosen one, are becoming more luminous with every trial you overcome. As we reach the end of this message, chosen one, let your spirit rest for a moment in the truth you have heard. You were guided here for a reason, and you can feel it somewhere deep within. Something is stirring, awakening, remembering. The insights shared today were never meant to simply inform you. They were meant to realign you with the path that has always been yours. You were never designed for the ordinary. You were never meant to squeeze your spirit into roles that suffocate your creativity or environments that dim your light. From the beginning, your purpose has carried a different frequency, a higher resonance, one that refuses to settle for a life disconnected from meaning. If you felt something shift inside you during this message, if your heart softened, your intuition whispered, or your mind opened, then you already know that your calling is real and alive. The beauty of your journey is that you don't need to have everything figured out before taking the next step. You don't need the full map. You only need the willingness to trust that the one who placed this calling inside you will guide each step you take. Your purpose isn't somewhere far away waiting to be found. It's already inside you, woven into your gifts, expressed through your compassion, revealed through your instincts, and strengthened through every challenge you've survived. What you're seeking has been seeking you just as deeply. So step forward not with fear, but with faith. Step forward gently, boldly, and intentionally, knowing that the world needs what only you can offer. Every day you choose alignment, you bring more light into a world that desperately needs it. Every time you honor your purpose, even in small ways, you reshape your destiny. And every moment you choose authenticity over approval, you confirm to the universe that you are ready for what's next. Before you leave, I want to invite you to stay connected with this journey. If today's message resonated with you, if it felt like guidance, confirmation, or awakening, I warmly encourage you to support this channel. Please take a moment to like this video. It helps this message reach more people who may be searching for exactly what you heard today. Share it with someone who carries a divine calling of their own. And leave a comment below. I would love to hear what touched you the most, or what part of your journey you are currently walking through. Your comment may become the encouragement another chosen one needs. And if you feel aligned with this kind of content, make sure you subscribe and activate notifications so you won't miss the next message made for your spirit. To each of you who supports this channel, whether through watching, sharing, commenting, subscribing, or even sending a super thanks, know that your presence is deeply appreciated. Your support, no matter the form, is a blessing. Even if you never contribute financially, your time, your openness, and your energy are already a precious gift, and I am grateful for you. As you move forward into the next chapter of your journey, I speak a blessing over your life. May clarity rise within you and guide your choices. May courage steady your heart when fear whispers. May peace surround you in every step. May opportunities open in ways you never imagined. And may your gifts continue to awaken fully, beautifully, and powerfully. You are chosen, you are guided, you are protected, and you are stepping into something greater than you have ever known. Until the next message, stay blessed, stay aligned, and stay rooted in your divine purpose. May grace go before you, may light stay beside you, and may God's peace rest upon your life.